Hey guys, tonight we're diving deep into something that's been waiting for you. I'm talking about divine timing and urgent message from Archangel Michael that you're meant to hear tonight. Picture yourself standing in a dimly lit room, the soft hum of a fan keeping the atmosphere cozy. Maybe you're already sinking into your bed or sitting in that comfy chair of yours, ready to relax. But hang on, before you get too comfortable, I need you to stop and really listen. Because tonight, you're not just going to hear any old bedtime story. No, this one is going to cut through the silence and grab your attention. The message you're about to hear has been trying to reach you for a while now, and Archangel Michael isn't going to let you go until you listen. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Drop your location and local time in the comments, and let's see just how far this message is reaching tonight. You might just feel the pull of it from across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease. Archangel Michael's message isn't 1, 2. And the first thing Michael says to you, let that sink in for a moment. You're being asked to pause. As we go through this journey, think of, as you sit there, feeling the weight of the moment, Archangel Michael's voice rings clear and urgent. You are being called into battle, not a battle of swords or physical strength, but one for your inner peace, for your clarity, and for your future. It's a battle against the unseen forces that have been working against you. And the enemy isn't some far-off villain. No, these forces are more subtle, creeping into your thoughts and emotions, making you question your own worth, your place in the world, and your connection to the divine. Now, you might be thinking, I'm just trying to get through the day. What battle? What forces? And that's exactly what Archangel Michael wants you to realize. These forces aren't always obvious. They're the quiet whispers of doubt that invade your mind when things get tough. They're the moments of hesitation that keep you from making decisions that align with your soul's true calling. They're the fears that cloud your judgment and distract you from your divine purpose. Remember the time when you were on the edge of a big decision and suddenly all these questions flooded your mind? What if I fail? What if I'm making the wrong choice? That right there is one of those unseen battles. But what Archangel Michael is telling you is that this is a critical moment. He's offering you divine protection, but in return, he's asking you to trust, to open your heart and your mind to receive the truth he's about to reveal. This battle is not about external circumstances, it's about you. It's about the decisions you make today that will shape your tomorrow. Michael isn't here to fight your battles for you. He's here to guide you, to strengthen your resolve, and to remind you that divine protection is surrounding you every step of the way. All you have to do is trust. Trust that the forces working for you are stronger than the ones working against you. You might feel like you've been fighting these battles alone, but the truth is, you've never been without help. Archangel Michael's protection has been with you all along. You just didn't recognize it yet. Tonight, that changes. Now that you're aware of the battle at hand, Michael says, it's time to stop the distractions. It's time to clear the fog from your mind. There's something that has been clouding your clarity. Maybe it's a toxic relationship, an old wound that hasn't healed, or an obsession with a future that you can't control. Whatever it is, it's time to release it. Don't mistake this for giving up. It's not surrendering to defeat. Rather, it's surrendering to something greater than yourself. It's surrendering to divine guidance and knowing that when you let go of what no longer serves you, the universe can step in and fill that space with something better, something more aligned with your divine purpose. You might be wondering, but what if I let go and nothing comes? That's where faith comes in. The divine timing of everything in your life has been orchestrated perfectly. It may not make sense now, but when you trust the process, when you trust that heaven is at work behind the scenes, you will see the beauty unfold. In fact, history is full of people who let go of what they thought was everything, only to realize that the very act of release made room for something far better. Take, for example, the great explorer Christopher Columbus. When he set sail, he didn't know if he would ever return, and yet his journey led to the discovery of new worlds. If he had clung to the safety of what he knew, we would never have known what he discovered. So, the message here is clear: release your grip on the old. Let go of the attachments and beliefs that no longer serve you. Trust that this divine redirection is part of the larger picture, the one that is leading you to your greatest blessings. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to the wisdom of Archangel Michael, who says, divine timing is at work, and this is your moment to act with faith. The moment you let go, the moment you trust, is when divine intervention steps in. That's when the real magic begins to happen. Now that you've received the call and you've made the decision to trust in divine timing, Archangel Michael doesn't waste any time in diving deeper. He says this is where the real shift happens. As you embrace this journey of releasing, something incredible is starting to take form within you. You're not just letting go of physical things or even people, you're also shedding the mental and emotional clutter that's been clouding your soul's clarity. And that, my friend, is where the real battle begins inside of you. This might sound like a contradiction. You're being asked to release in order to receive, to let go of what you've held onto so tightly. But let's take a moment to think about this. Have you ever tried to hold on to something that just wasn't right for you? Maybe it was a job, a friendship, or a dream that just never seemed to come true. The tighter you held on, the more it seemed to slip through your fingers, didn't it? It's like trying to hold on to sand in your hands, eh? No matter how hard you squeeze, it still slips away. Archangel Michael wants you to stop squeezing. He wants you to release the pressure and let the sand fall, knowing that, just beyond the horizon, there's something more solid, more fulfilling waiting for you. This is where divine redirection comes in. The moment you stop holding on so tightly, the moment you let go of the familiar and the comfortable, you make space for the extraordinary to enter your life. And yes, that might sound a little scary at first. Letting go of the old, the known, and the comfortable often brings up feelings of anxiety. What if nothing better comes along? What if I'm left with nothing? Well, Archangel Michael wants you to understand this. You are never left with nothing. The universe, God, and the angels are not going to leave you stranded. That's not how divine timing works. When you release what's holding you back, you're making room for what's meant to help you grow, what's meant to elevate you. Let's take a quick historical detour. In the mid-1800s, the American inventor Thomas Edison famously failed over 1,000 times before he successfully created the light bulb. Imagine if he had given up after a few failures, or worse, stuck with his initial failed designs. He would have missed out on changing the world. But he didn't. He let go of what wasn't working, and that decision allowed him to move forward and discover the solution that eventually illuminated the world. It wasn't until he stopped clinging to his old ways of thinking that he found the key to his success. And here's the thing, divine timing doesn't just guide you toward what's new, it prepares you for what's coming. Archangel Michael knows that you're not just letting go of things for no reason. There's a purpose behind this release. There's a space being created in your life for something miraculous to step in. This is the pivotal moment when your spiritual growth starts to take a sharper turn. Your peace, your clarity, your future, they all start to line up when you trust that divine timing is unfolding perfectly. But of course, this requires faith. You have to believe that when the old leaves, the new will follow. And I know, trust me, it's easier said than done. The fear of the unknown creeps in, making you second-guess your decision. But this is where Archangel Michael's protection becomes crucial. Archangel Michael is not just telling you to let go. He's protecting you as you do it. He's walking with you through the door of change, his shield of divine protection surrounding you every step of the way. When you feel vulnerable, when you feel the weight of uncertainty, he's there to remind you that you're not alone. You're walking with angels. You might not always feel them, but they're there, guiding you, surrounding you with love, strength, and hope. And in those moments when doubt creeps in, when you start to question whether this is really the right path, Michael wants you to remember that divine protection is always stronger than any doubt or fear that tries to cloud your mind. There's a reason why you're being called into this moment of change. It's not a mistake. Your soul's journey has been preparing for this. And once you release the weight of what you no longer need, you'll feel the lightness return. The heaviness that's been lingering will start to fade, and you'll step into the clarity and purpose that's been waiting for you all along. So, how do you step into this new chapter? How do you embrace what's coming without fear? By trusting in divine timing, by knowing that you are divinely protected, by allowing Archangel Michael to guide you through the unknown, step by step, with his love and support. Remember that in every moment of doubt, you're not standing alone. You're standing with angels, and they will not let you fall. As we venture deeper into Archangel Michael's message, you'll notice something profound happening. The more you let go, the more you make room for the miracles that have been quietly waiting for you. Now, this isn't about magic or wishful thinking. It's about divine timing and the sacred law of the universe. When you release what no longer serves you, you create space for something better, something you might not even know you need, but that's exactly what you've been longing for. But let's pause for a second and recognize something important. When Michael says you need to let go, he isn't just talking about material things or surface-level relationships. He's talking about something deeper, the emotional baggage you carry, the patterns of thought that keep you trapped, and even the emotional wounds from the past that you still hold onto. It's those lingering feelings of guilt, regret, or fear that are blocking the flow of blessings in your life. This is the hidden baggage that needs to be released for the divine transformation to occur. Now, before you start thinking, "That's too much. I don't know if I can let go of all that. Archangel Michael wants you to know that you don't have to do it all at once. This isn't a race, it's a journey. And this process isn't about stripping away everything that's ever hurt you. It's about recognizing what's holding you back, what's preventing you from stepping into the full potential of your divine purpose. And once you identify those blocks, Michael will guide you gently through the process of letting them go. To make this easier, think about a time in history when something or someone was released in order to make space for a greater purpose. Take the story of ancient Rome, for example. When the Roman Empire fell, it was a traumatic loss for many, as the empire had been a symbol of power and order for centuries. But what followed was the emergence of new ideas, new systems of government, and ultimately the Renaissance. If the Roman Empire hadn't fallen, Europe might never have experienced the cultural explosion that changed the course of history. Sometimes even the most painful losses lead to profound growth and transformation. Similarly, your personal transformation might seem like an ending at first, but it's really the beginning of something much greater. It's like clearing the forest to plant a new crop. Yes, some trees had to be cut down, but in their place you'll grow something stronger, healthier, and more aligned with your divine purpose. Archangel Michael says, what's coming will surpass what you've lost. That's the core of divine timing. It's about trusting that what's ahead of you will be far more fulfilling, far more aligned with who you truly are than anything from your past. But here's the catch: you have to be willing to step forward into the unknown, into the discomfort of change, and trust that the universe has already prepared your path. It's scary, I know. Letting go is never easy, especially when it feels like you're losing something you've worked hard for or someone you've loved deeply. But here's where divine timing works its magic. The space you make when you let go is what allows divine blessings to pour in. It's the universe's way of making room for what's better, what's healthier, and what's meant to help you grow. And don't think for a second that you're doing this alone. Remember the shield of protection Archangel Michael offers. Every step you take, every block you remove, you are wrapped in his divine protection. You are safe, you are guided, and you are loved. In fact, there's a key piece of this message that Archangel Michael wants to ensure you understand. It's not just about releasing things and people, it's also about releasing your attachment to specific outcomes. We've all been guilty of this at some point, holding on to a certain dream, a certain plan, because we're convinced that it's the only path to happiness. But what if the universe has something better in store? What if the dream you've been clinging to isn't as perfect as you thought? What if in letting go, you're making room for a completely new and exciting path? Take, for example, the story of the butterfly. We've all heard it, but it's worth revisiting now. The butterfly, in its early stages, is just a caterpillar. Its life, as it knows it, is focused on crawling along the ground. But in order to transform into something greater, the caterpillar must enter the cocoon and let go of everything it once knew. It has to completely surrender to the process, and it's only then, after that period of discomfort and change, that it emerges as a beautiful butterfly, ready to soar. Your life, too, is going through a period of transformation. The caterpillar you once were is being transformed into something much more powerful, much more aligned with your soul's true purpose. The process might feel uncomfortable, but trust that it is necessary for the growth that's waiting just beyond the discomfort. Now, remember this important truth. Divine timing works in perfect harmony with your soul's evolution. Everything that has happened in your life has led you to this point. The experiences, the lessons, the relationships, the losses, they've all been part of the plan. It may not have seemed that way at the time, but looking back, you'll see the threads weaving together into a beautiful tapestry of purpose and growth. So let go, release, and trust. Trust that Archangel Michael is right beside you, holding the space for your transformation, guiding you through the uncertainty, and protecting you every step of the way. In the end, what feels like a loss will become your greatest blessing. That's the magic of divine timing. Your life, too, is going through a period of transformation. The caterpillar you once were is being transformed into something much more powerful, much more aligned with your soul's true purpose. The process might feel uncomfortable, but trust that it is necessary for the growth that's waiting just beyond the discomfort. Now, remember this important truth. Divine timing works in perfect harmony with your soul's evolution. Everything that has happened in your life has led you to this point. The experiences, the lessons, the relationships, the losses, they've all been part of the plan. It may not have seemed that way at the time, but looking back, you'll see the threads weaving together into a beautiful tapestry of purpose and growth. So let go, release, and trust. Trust that Archangel Michael is right beside you, holding the space for your transformation, guiding you through the uncertainty, and protecting you every step of the way. In the end, what feels like a loss will become your greatest blessing. That's the magic of divine timing. As the divine transformation continues, Archangel Michael gently reminds you that there's more to this journey than simply letting go. This is not just about surrendering to what is happening, it's also about welcoming what is to come. Divine timing isn't just about endings, it's about new beginnings. And the beauty of it all is that these new beginnings are waiting for you, but they require a shift in perspective. You're not just releasing, you're also preparing to receive. Now, if you think about it, this is the most exciting part of the journey. After all, receiving what you've been waiting for takes trust, patience, and the ability to believe that the universe will provide for you in ways you cannot yet imagine. It's about moving from fear to hope, from scarcity to abundance. Michael wants you to realize that the very moment you open your heart and trust in divine timing, you are aligning yourself with a powerful force that will guide you to where you were meant to be. Let's pause for a moment and consider an example from history. In the 16th century, the famed explorer Ferdinand Magellan set sail across the globe, attempting to find a new route to the Spice Islands. He didn't know exactly what lay ahead, but he was willing to trust in the journey. He had to release any preconceived notions of how things were supposed to unfold. And even though he didn't complete his voyage himself, his crew did. Magellan's journey eventually led to the first circumnavigation of the Earth, a monumental feat that changed the course of history. Magellan's journey wasn't just about the destination, it was about the trust he had to place in something beyond his understanding. He released his doubts and allowed the journey to unfold as it was meant to. And while it may have been a difficult and uncertain path, the outcome was nothing short of extraordinary. That's exactly what divine timing does in your life. It pushes you to trust, to surrender, and to believe that something greater is unfolding, even if you can't see it just yet. But let's be clear, Michael isn't suggesting that you should passively wait for things to happen. No, divine timing is about actively participating in the process of transformation. It's about aligning your thoughts, actions, and intentions with your higher purpose. The more you trust, the more you allow yourself to be open to divine guidance, the more you will start to see the subtle signs of progress. You might start to notice small shifts around you, something that once seemed impossible now feels within reach. Opportunities that you once overlooked suddenly become apparent. The people who cross your path might feel like they've been sent to guide you at just the right moment. And all the while, you'll be reminded that this isn't a coincidence. This is divine timing at work. Every moment, every person, and every experience is a part of your divine journey. And here's where things get interesting. When you trust in divine timing, you open yourself up to more than just material success or fleeting happiness. You open yourself up to spiritual growth, to healing, and to a deeper connection with your soul's true purpose. Michael reminds you that your divine destiny is much bigger than you may have realized. It's not just about what you can achieve in this lifetime. It's about the legacy you leave, the impact you make on the world, and the way you inspire others to trust in their own divine timing. To make this point even clearer, let's talk about the concept of soulmates, not just the romantic ones, but the soulmates you encounter along your journey. These are the people who cross your path at just the right moment, people who seem to be exactly what you need at the time. It might be a mentor who pushes you to take a leap of faith, or a friend who helps you through a challenging time. These are the divine appointments that happen when you're aligned with your purpose and when you trust in the timing of the universe. And Michael wants you to know that these people, these soulmates, are just as much a part of your divine path as any physical success or material gain. Take, for example, the story of Harriet Tubman, who, after escaping slavery, dedicated her life to helping others find freedom through the Underground Railroad. Her timing wasn't random. Each life she saved, each mission she completed, was part of a much greater divine plan. Her purpose was clear, and as she aligned herself with that purpose, the universe provided the support she needed at exactly the right time. People came into her life who helped her along the way, and when things seemed hopeless, divine timing stepped in to guide her through. It's the same for you. You are surrounded by angels, guides, and people who are here to support you on your journey. And even when it feels like you're walking alone, divine timing is working behind the scenes to lead you to where you need to be. All it takes is faith. Faith that your journey is not random, and faith that every step you take is part of a much larger divine plan. And now that you've started to embrace this truth, Archangel Michael asks you to trust in one final thing, the truth that your breakthrough is near. The divine redirection that you've been experiencing is not just a transition, it's a preparation. You are being prepared for something far greater than you've ever imagined. Every moment of uncertainty, every moment of letting go has been part of the process that will lead you to this moment, the moment when everything falls into place. The breakthrough isn't just an external event, it's an internal shift. It's the moment when you fully understand that the divine has always been working in your favor. It's the moment when you realize that the hardships you've faced were not obstacles, but stepping stones. Archangel Michael's message to you now is simple: trust. Trust in divine timing, trust in the process, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Your breakthrough is not far off. In fact, it may already be knocking on your door, waiting for you to open it and step into the life that's waiting for you. As the divine unfolding continues, Archangel Michael gently guides you into the next step of your journey. One that, despite its challenges, holds the greatest promise for your future. You've trusted, you've released, and now, the true power of divine timing is coming into focus. But before you step fully into this new chapter, Michael asks you to reflect on something truly profound. The protection that surrounds you is not passive. It is actively working to ensure your path is as smooth as possible. This divine protection is not simply an invisible shield. It's the force that keeps you safe, guides your every step, and redirects you when you stray too far from your true purpose. This is the kind of protection that you might not always recognize immediately, but trust that it's there, like a gentle current beneath a calm sea. You might not see it, but it's constantly pushing you toward your destination. You may not always feel it in the moment, especially during times of pain or uncertainty, but Archangel Michael is reminding you, you are being guided and you are being protected every single step of the way. Think about it, there are moments in life when everything seems to go wrong. Doors close, opportunities seem to slip through your fingers, and yet somehow you end up exactly where you need to be. These aren't accidents, they're divine interventions. And in those moments when you can't see the bigger picture, it's important to trust that there's something greater at work. Michael assures you that your soul is being led step by step toward its true calling. Let's pause for a moment to consider a historical example. Take the story of the famous astronomer Galileo Galilei. In the early 1600s, Galileo faced intense opposition for his support of the heliocentric model of the solar system, an idea that contradicted the teachings of the Catholic Church at the time. He was even brought to trial and forced to recant his views. But through it all, Galileo's work set the stage for the scientific revolution that followed. If he had not faced that opposition, if the divine protection guiding his work had not shielded him through those turbulent times, it's possible the world's understanding of the cosmos would have been delayed. Sometimes, divine protection isn't about saving you from harm, it's about ensuring you stay on your path, even when it seems like the world is against you. So, when you feel like things aren't going your way, when it feels like the universe is closing doors and pushing you into discomfort, remember that it's all part of the divine plan. Your soul's journey is being carefully curated, and every closed door, every missed opportunity is leading you towards something more aligned with your higher purpose. Archangel Michael is standing guard, ensuring that your steps are directed with divine precision. Now, let's talk about the feeling of divine protection. It's one thing to understand it intellectually, but another thing entirely to feel it in your body and soul. There's a peace that comes when you finally let go of control and trust that you are being guided. It's that calm, still feeling that washes over you when you stop fighting against the current and simply allow yourself to be carried. It's like being in the middle of a storm and knowing that the winds will not harm you, that you are wrapped in a protective cocoon of love and light. This kind of protection doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, it means that you will face them with strength, resilience, and support. Michael is not saying that you won't experience pain or hardship. On the contrary, those challenges are part of the process, but you are never alone in them. The protection is there to help you navigate them, to help you see beyond the pain to the lessons that are hidden within. And this leads us to a critical point. Divine protection is not about avoiding discomfort or hardship. It's about facing it with courage and knowing that you are being guided towards something far greater. This is the paradox of divine timing. It's not about avoiding pain. It's about trusting that every experience, every lesson, every challenge is guiding you towards your true destiny. Think about a time in your life when you faced something difficult, something that, at the time, seemed insurmountable. Maybe it was the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or a personal failure. At the time, you probably couldn't see how it could possibly be for your highest good. But as time passed, you realized that this very hardship led you to a better place, a better version of yourself. That's divine protection at work, leading you through difficult moments, knowing that they are part of the greater plan for your life. This is where the spiritual battle for your peace comes into play. Archangel Michael's message is clear. You are being called to trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even when it doesn't feel like it. The battle isn't about winning or losing, it's about maintaining your inner peace in the face of challenges. It's about staying grounded in your faith and knowing that even when things feel uncertain, you are being guided and protected every step of the way. To put it simply, divine protection isn't about avoiding storms. It's about weathering them with grace, knowing that the storm will eventually pass and you will emerge stronger on the other side. Now, as you continue to walk this path, Archangel Michael encourages you to recognize the power of this protection in your life. Every moment of doubt, every fear, and every challenge you face is met with the full force of divine love and guidance. You are not facing these moments alone. You are being supported by a vast network of angels, guides, and the divine presence that has been with you since the beginning of time. So, trust in the protection that surrounds you. Trust that you are being guided toward your highest good, and remember, even in the darkest moments, you are never alone. Michael's divine protection is with you, and it's stronger than any force that might try to shake your peace. As we continue, Archangel Michael's message becomes even clearer. The journey ahead isn't just about protection, it's about embracing the power of divine guidance and preparing for what's to come. In order to fully step into your divine purpose, you must first accept something crucial. You are not in control of everything. And that's okay. In fact, it's part of the divine plan. You might have spent a lot of time trying to control every outcome, every moment, but the true beauty of divine timing lies in surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that the universe has a greater plan in mind for you. Archangel Michael asks you to release your need for certainty, your need to know exactly what comes next. This doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or letting life happen passively. Instead, it means trusting that what is meant for you will find its way to you at the perfect time. You don't have to force things into place. In fact, when you try to control everything, you often block the very blessings that are meant to come into your life. Remember that time you tried to make something work despite all signs telling you to let go. Maybe you fought to keep a relationship going when the connection was clearly fading. Or you stuck with a job that drained you, hoping things would improve. That's a common human tendency, to try to control outcomes, to push and push even when the path isn't right for you. But Archangel Michael wants you to understand that there's a better way. Instead of forcing things into your life, allow the universe to bring the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your journey at the perfect time. This is where divine timing shines. It's a recognition that everything you need is already on its way to you. You just have to trust that it will arrive when it's meant to, and not a moment sooner. Think of the ancient Chinese practice of Tai Chi. The art of Tai Chi is all about moving with the flow of energy. It's not about forcing your body into positions, but rather about aligning with the natural flow of movement. When you try to push or resist, you end up out of sync with the natural rhythm, causing strain. But when you relax, when you stop fighting against the current, the movements become fluid, effortless, and powerful. In the same way, divine timing works when you stop fighting against the flow of your life. When you surrender to the process, you align yourself with a greater power that knows exactly what you need and when you need it. This doesn't mean sitting idly and waiting for things to happen. It means participating in the process by staying open, by doing the work, and by remaining faithful to the path that is unfolding for you. Divine timing asks you to actively trust and take inspired action rather than forcing your will onto every situation. The more you surrender to this flow, the more effortless and aligned your life becomes. At this point, Michael reminds you of a powerful truth. Every step you take on this journey is guided by the divine. You're not walking this path alone, even when it feels like it. In moments of uncertainty, when you question the timing of things, Michael's protection is still with you, providing the strength and clarity you need to move forward. He's guiding you to the place where you can receive the blessings you've been waiting for, even if you don't quite understand the steps yet. This might feel frustrating at times. You might find yourself questioning why things haven't lined up the way you imagined, or why you still haven't received the breakthroughs you've been praying for. But Archangel Michael encourages you to stay patient. Divine timing is always working in your favor, even when it seems like things aren't moving at the speed you'd like. Consider the story of the famous sculptor Michelangelo. When he was asked about how he created his masterpieces, he famously said, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." Michelangelo didn't force his work into existence. He didn't rush through the process or try to control the outcome. He allowed the masterpiece to reveal itself over time, carving away the unnecessary to uncover the beauty within. In the same way, your life is unfolding into something magnificent. Every moment is part of the process. Every experience is a step toward uncovering the masterpiece of your soul's purpose. Archangel Michael wants you to trust in this process. Your life is a work in progress, and the divine timing at work is carefully chiseling away at the rough edges to reveal the beauty within. You don't need to rush it. The masterpiece that is your life is already taking shape, and the timing is perfect. What's more, when you release your need for control, you create space for the unexpected. Divine timing has a way of bringing you exactly what you need when you least expect it, often in ways that you couldn't have planned. You might find yourself receiving opportunities, meeting people, or discovering new paths that seem to come out of nowhere. But they're not out of nowhere. They are the result of divine orchestration, and they are designed to guide you toward the life you've always been meant to live. Archangel Michael's message is clear: let go, trust, and embrace the flow of life. Allow the universe to work on your behalf, and know that you are always being guided, protected, and loved. Even when things don't go according to plan, there is a higher plan at work, and it's working for your greatest good. With each passing moment, you continue to move through the divine process. Archangel Michael's words continue to echo in your heart. Trust the flow. Trust the timing. You might feel like you're stepping into the unknown, yet it's the most familiar place you could ever be. The unknown is where the divine lives. It's where transformation occurs and where your soul finds its true expression. It's also where Archangel Michael's protection is most palpable, guiding you through each step with unwavering love and strength. This divine timing isn't a mere coincidence. It's carefully orchestrated like the rhythms of a great symphony. And you, my friend, are part of that symphony. Sometimes it's hard to hear the music amidst the noise of everyday life. But when you step back and allow yourself to align with that greater force, you can hear the melody perfectly. There's something powerful about letting go of the need to control the future. You might feel anxious about what's coming next, but Michael is here to remind you that the best thing you can do is trust. Trust that everything unfolding is part of a much greater plan, one that is unfolding at exactly the right time. You're not just drifting aimlessly in life, you're being guided towards something far more extraordinary than you could ever imagine. Let's consider another moment in history where trust in divine timing played a crucial role. Look at the story of the Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama, who would later become the Buddha, was born into a life of luxury and comfort, but he felt a deeper calling to find the truth beyond material wealth. He left everything behind to embark on a journey that would eventually lead him to enlightenment. For years, he struggled, meditated, and sought answers, but everything seemed unclear. It wasn't until he sat beneath the Bodhi tree, surrendering to the process of divine timing, that the answers came to him. At that moment of surrender, the truth he had been searching for revealed itself. Much like the Buddha, you may find yourself in a period of uncertainty. You might not understand why things are happening the way they are, or why certain people or opportunities are moving in and out of your life. But Archangel Michael is reminding you that this is part of your journey. The divine timing that is unfolding in your life is not only preparing you for what is to come, but it's also guiding you toward the deeper wisdom of your soul. Michael tells you to trust that the signs will come at exactly the right moment. You won't miss them. They may appear in small ways. An unexpected conversation, a random event, a new opportunity that seems to pop up out of nowhere. But those are the signs. When you are in sync with the universe, you begin to notice these signs more clearly. And when you trust, they begin to lead you toward the divine path that has already been laid out for you. And when the divine signs do appear, Michael's guidance is clear. Act with faith. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Don't wait until all your fears are gone. The moment you feel that nudge from the universe, take the step forward, no matter how small it might seem. This is how the universe works with you, not just for you. Imagine a time in your life when you took a leap of faith, even when you weren't sure where it would lead. Maybe it was a relationship that didn't make sense to others, or a career move that seemed risky. But in that moment, you felt an inner knowing that this was the right step, even though you didn't have all the answers. That's divine timing in action. When you listen to that inner guidance, you align yourself with the greater forces of the universe that are working to bring you the fulfillment you've been waiting for. Michael reminds you that, just as the universe has orchestrated every step of your journey, it's also preparing you for something greater, something beyond what you could have imagined. Every challenge, every obstacle, every detour along the way has been a part of this divine plan. You may not have understood it all at the time, but now, with the perspective of divine guidance, you can see that everything has led you to this moment of readiness. The true beauty of divine timing is not just in the arrival of blessings, but in the preparation. You are being shaped and molded by every experience, every lesson, every moment of struggle. You are not the same person you were when you started this journey, and that is exactly how it was meant to be. Divine timing isn't about waiting for things to happen. It's about becoming the person who is ready for those things when they arrive. Let's take a moment to reflect on something as simple as the planting of a seed. A seed doesn't grow overnight. It has to go through a process of germination, growth, and eventual blooming. And while it's growing, it's preparing for something far greater. Its purpose, its full expression. You too are in that growth phase. You are blooming. And while you may not yet see the full picture, trust that your divine purpose is unfolding perfectly. Archangel Michael reminds you once again, you are on the right path. Trust the journey. You don't need to see the entire map. You just need to take one step at a time, knowing that the universe is guiding you toward exactly where you need to be. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to your divine purpose. And the more you surrender to the process, the more you'll realize how perfectly everything is falling into place. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Just as a seed eventually pushes through the soil, so too will your breakthrough push through the challenges you faced. The divine timing is not just about waiting. It's about trust, faith, and knowing that everything you've been through is preparing you for what's ahead. As you continue through the journey of divine timing, Archangel Michael's voice becomes even more certain. Everything you've experienced has led you to this moment. You are ready. The anticipation that's been building in your life isn't just the feeling of waiting, it's the feeling of preparation. You've been getting ready for what is coming, even if you didn't fully understand what that was until now. Every experience, every challenge, and every seemingly random moment in your life has been a stepping stone, helping you align with your higher purpose. Now, Michael asks you to reflect for a moment. What has this process of divine timing taught you so far? It's taught you that you don't have to force things into existence. You've learned that release, letting go of control, is often the key to making room for something even greater. And now, with all of this wisdom and preparation, it's time to move forward with confidence. Divine timing doesn't wait forever. The universe won't leave you hanging indefinitely. It's ready to deliver the next chapter of your life, but only when you're ready to accept it. Archangel Michael reminds you that your readiness is the key. This is not a test. This is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about being open, being willing, and trusting that everything you've gone through has equipped you for what's next. The only thing standing between you and your divine destiny is your willingness to step into the unknown. The universe has prepared you. Now it's your turn to take action, to step forward with courage, and to trust that you are ready for whatever comes. At this point, Michael calls you to look at your own life and see how far you've come. Reflect on how many times you've stepped into the unknown, how many times you've been led down unexpected paths, and how those paths have shaped you into the person you are now. Every single experience has led you to this moment. There is no such thing as wasted time in divine timing. You've been growing, evolving, and expanding with every step. Take the example of Marie Curie, the renowned physicist who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. She faced immense obstacles in her life: gender discrimination, personal loss, and scientific challenges. But through it all, she trusted in her path and the divine timing of her discoveries. It was not instant success. It took years of study, sacrifice, and persistence. But every moment, every struggle, was part of the divine orchestration that led her to breakthroughs that would change science forever. Marie Curie's story is one of patience, trust, and readiness. She embraced the divine timing of her journey, and it led her to greatness. Michael wants you to understand that you are no different. You are on the brink of something incredible, something that will change the course of your life. This is your breakthrough moment. This is when everything comes together. This is where your divine timing and your readiness align, and the universe delivers what you've been waiting for. But here's the important part: it's not about waiting for someone to hand you your dreams. Divine timing requires you to be active, to take the steps when the opportunity presents itself. It's like the moment the clouds part after a storm, revealing a beautiful, golden sunrise. The opportunity is there. The moment has arrived. The divine plan is unfolding before you, and now it's your job to step forward with confidence, knowing that everything you've been through has prepared you for this. Archangel Michael says, don't be afraid of the changes that are coming. Embrace them. Change is a natural part of the divine flow. And though change can be uncomfortable or even frightening, it is exactly what's needed to move forward. Think about a time when change brought you growth, even if it felt difficult at first. Maybe it was a job change, a relationship shift, or a personal decision to let go of something you'd been holding on to. That discomfort led to personal growth. The same is true now. You're being asked to embrace the change, to step into the next chapter of your life with open arms, knowing that it will lead you to exactly where you need to be. The divine protection that Archangel Michael offers you is not just a shield against hardship, it's a shield that guides you forward, empowering you to step into your purpose. He's not here to protect you from challenges. He's here to ensure that you have the strength, clarity, and resilience to overcome those challenges with grace. You may wonder, what if I'm not ready? What if I make the wrong decision? Michael's answer is clear. You are ready, and there are no wrong decisions. The journey you're on is designed to lead you to where you need to be, even if the path doesn't always make sense. Every decision, every step is part of the divine design for your life. And the more you trust in that design, the easier it will be to embrace the change that's coming. Remember, your divine timing isn't something that happens outside of you. It's something that is happening within you. It's the unfolding of your soul's purpose, the realization that everything you've been through has been leading you to this moment of readiness. Your breakthrough is within reach. Now it's time to claim it. As Archangel Michael's message deepens, you are asked to reflect on something both powerful and humbling. You are not just walking this path for yourself. Your journey, though deeply personal, is also part of a much larger story, one that stretches across time and space. You are not alone on this path. You are part of a divine network, a web of souls whose destinies are interwoven with yours. And this web is something much larger than any one person could ever fully comprehend. It's easy to think of your journey as isolated, but in reality, every decision you make has ripple effects, both in your life and in the lives of those around you. You are connected to everything and everyone in ways you might not even realize. That person who smiled at you today, the stranger who gave you advice at just the right moment, the friend who reached out with a comforting word, they too are part of the divine plan that is unfolding. Their divine timing has brought them into your life, just as yours has brought you to theirs. This intricate web of connections is the work of the divine, constantly guiding and redirecting all of us toward our highest purpose. Michael wants you to know that your journey isn't just about personal success or individual growth. It's about how you, as a unique soul, contribute to the collective energy of the universe. Your actions, your choices, and even your willingness to trust in divine timing play a role in the grander scheme of things. You may not always see the impact of your actions, but they are felt by those around you and by the universe as a whole. This is where divine timing gets truly magical. It's not just shaping your life, it's shaping the world. So what does this mean for you right now? It means that everything you're experiencing, everything you're going through, is not just about you. It's about the collective energy of the universe coming together in perfect alignment. Your struggles, your triumphs, your moments of uncertainty, these are all shaping the world in ways you might not be able to see yet. You are part of a greater movement, one that spans across time and space, bringing you closer to the divine purpose that has been laid out for you. Think back to the story of Mahatma Gandhi, the leader who changed the course of history with his unwavering belief in nonviolent resistance. Gandhi didn't just change India, he inspired movements for peace and justice across the world. His divine timing wasn't just about his personal journey, it was about how his life influenced the lives of millions. Gandhi's willingness to follow divine guidance, even when the path was unclear, transformed the world in profound ways. As you continue to walk this path, keep this truth in mind: divine timing isn't just a passive waiting game. It's an active participation in the flow of love and purpose. You're not waiting for something to happen, you are actively participating in the process, co-creating with the universe and allowing love to guide you every step of the way. Your next steps are crucial, but so is your ability to trust. The universe has your back and Michael's protection surrounds you as you move forward. But you must also open your heart, trust in the divine flow, and be ready to embrace the changes that come with love and divine timing. This is not the end of your journey, but a new chapter in your life. And in this chapter, divine timing will continue to guide you, protect you, and lead you toward your destiny. Trust in it. Trust in love. Trust that you are part of a divine plan that's bigger than you can comprehend. And know that the best is yet to come. As Archangel Michael continues to guide you, he brings your attention to an essential aspect of divine timing: patience. In today's fast-paced world, patience often feels like a forgotten virtue. We're constantly moving, constantly waiting for the next thing, always searching for that next step, that next goal. But Archangel Michael reminds you that divine timing doesn't work on your schedule. It works on a higher, divine schedule that's designed for your ultimate growth and fulfillment. Now, you might be wondering, but what if I've been waiting too long? What if the divine plan is taking too much time to unfold? It's easy to feel frustrated, especially when you've been putting in the work, staying true to your path, and yet things still seem to be moving slowly. But Michael gently asks you to pause and reflect. Are you truly ready for what you're asking for? Divine timing isn't just about waiting, it's about preparing you for the blessings that are already on their way. Think about it. How many times have you looked back at your life and realized that, had things happened sooner, you wouldn't have been prepared for them? How many times has the timing of something in your life been just right, even though it felt like a delay at the time? Archangel Michael assures you that, just like a seed waiting to sprout, your growth is happening beneath the surface, and there is a time for everything. When we think of patience, many of us are reminded of the story of the tortoise and the hare. We've all heard it before. The hare is fast, confident, and sure it will win the race. But the tortoise, slow and steady, wins in the end. The lesson here isn't just that slow and steady wins the race. It's that patience, perseverance, and consistency are the keys to true success. The hare rushed ahead, while the tortoise knew that its steady pace would eventually lead to victory. Just like the tortoise, you might feel like you're moving slowly. You might feel like others are ahead of you or that your goals are taking longer to achieve than you anticipated. But remember that the universe's timing is perfect. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. And the results will come at the perfect time when you're fully prepared to receive them. This is where Michael's protection plays a key role. Divine timing isn't always about the external world moving at the pace we want. Sometimes it's about the internal world, your emotional state, your mental clarity, and your readiness to embrace what's ahead. Divine timing isn't about forcing your path to unfold, it's about allowing yourself to grow into the person you need to become in order to handle the blessings that are on their way. Let's take a moment to consider the life of the famous artist Leonardo da Vinci. Despite being a brilliant and incredibly talented individual, Da Vinci's greatest works often took years, sometimes decades, to come to fruition. He didn't rush his masterpieces. He understood that the process of creation needed time to mature, to evolve. Had he rushed his paintings, they wouldn't have the depth, the nuance, the timeless beauty that they now possess. Divine timing in his life wasn't about speed. It was about patience, preparation, and trusting that the final product would come when it was ready. Michael is asking you to embrace that same patience. You might feel that you're behind in life, but you're not. You're exactly where you need to be. Your divine timing is unfolding as it should, and the right things will come into your life at the right moment. The universe knows when you're truly ready for the blessings it has in store. But there's another layer to this patience. It's not just about waiting. It's about aligning yourself with the divine flow, taking the necessary actions, and trusting that those actions will bear fruit in time. Patience, as Archangel Michael points out, is also about faith, the faith that what's meant for you will not pass you by, but will come to you at exactly the right moment. You've probably heard the saying, good things come to those who wait. Well, it's not just about waiting. It's about waiting with purpose, with an open heart, and with trust that the universe is working on your behalf. Every step you take, even when it feels like you're not moving fast enough, is part of the divine orchestration that will eventually bring you to your breakthrough. When you find yourself frustrated by the pace of things, remember Michael's words, you are being prepared for something greater. Divine timing doesn't always reveal the end result right away, but rest assured, everything you're going through now is part of the preparation. The patience you're learning is part of your growth. It's about cultivating the strength, resilience, and wisdom you need for the blessings that are coming. Think about your own life. When has patience served you in the past? Perhaps there was a time when you were frustrated because things weren't happening as quickly as you wanted, but later you realized that the delay was a blessing in disguise. Maybe you weren't ready yet, or the timing wasn't right. Or maybe, just maybe, the universe was working behind the scenes, making sure that when the moment arrived, you would be fully prepared to receive the blessings that were meant for you. Archangel Michael's protection is part of this process. When you're patient, when you trust in divine timing, you open yourself up to the flow of blessings that are coming your way. And remember, divine timing isn't just about waiting for the future, it's about embracing the present, trusting that every moment is unfolding exactly as it should. The universe doesn't work on your clock, but when you align yourself with divine timing, you'll realize that it's always been working on your behalf. As you continue to navigate through the ebb and flow of divine timing, Archangel Michael now brings your focus to an incredibly powerful force, faith. Faith is the thread that ties everything together. It's the deep belief that no matter how things look in the present, there's a higher plan at work that is guiding you toward your greatest good. And here's the thing, faith isn't always about believing in what you can see. In fact, it's often most powerful when you can't see what's coming, when things seem uncertain or unclear. That's when faith steps in and fills the gaps, trusting that divine timing will reveal the answers when they are meant to come. Michael speaks to you now. Have faith in the process, in the timing, and in yourself. It's a message you need to hear, especially during moments of doubt. We live in a world that demands instant gratification, where we're often taught to expect immediate results. But divine timing isn't about instant rewards. It's about the deeper, more meaningful moments that unfold over time, when you're not forcing anything to happen, but allowing things to unfold as they're meant to. This requires faith, the kind of faith that lets you rest in the trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't make sense. Now, Archangel Michael's guidance here is crystal clear. Trust that you are always being guided to exactly where you need to be. Even when life feels difficult or when you face challenges that seem insurmountable, know that each challenge is part of your divine path. Each experience is helping you evolve into the person you were always meant to become. Faith is the recognition that your struggles are not happening by accident. They are happening for you, to help you grow and to prepare you for what's to come. Let's take a step back in history and think about someone like Helen Keller. Born deaf and blind, she faced unimaginable obstacles. Yet, instead of succumbing to her limitations, Helen chose to believe that she could still lead a meaningful life. Her faith in herself, in the process of learning, and in her eventual ability to communicate with the world around her changed not only her life but the lives of countless others. She could not see, she could not hear, but she had faith that her life had a higher purpose. And as a result, she achieved greatness that seemed impossible at the time. This is the kind of faith Archangel Michael encourages you to embrace. It's not about having all the answers right now, it's about trusting that, in time, the answers will come. It's about believing in the process, even when it feels like you're walking through a fog. Faith is what sustains you during the waiting periods. And while waiting may seem like the hardest part, it's also the most transformational. This is the space where growth happens. When you wait with faith, you make room for the divine to work in your life. As Michael continues to speak, he reminds you of another key point. Your faith is what will carry you through the darkest times. It's easy to have faith when everything is going well, when you can clearly see the road ahead. But real faith shines brightest in moments of uncertainty, in the face of doubt. When things are difficult, that's when faith becomes your greatest ally. It's when you trust, despite the challenges, that you align with divine timing. Look at the story of the great spiritual leader, Mother Teresa. Her work was not glamorous or easy, and the challenges she faced in caring for the poor and the sick were overwhelming at times. Yet, her faith in her calling kept her moving forward. She believed in divine timing, believed that the work she was doing, no matter how difficult or thankless, was part of the greater divine plan. And because of her faith, she was able to accomplish things that seemed impossible to many. Mother Teresa's life is a testament to the power of trusting the divine process, even when you can't see the full picture. But Archangel Michael doesn't just want you to have faith in the abstract. He wants you to have faith in yourself. You've been given everything you need to succeed. Every challenge, every lesson, every experience has prepared you for this moment. You are capable of more than you realize. You have the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to navigate whatever comes your way. But the key to unlocking your potential is faith. Think about a time in your life when you faced something difficult, and in the midst of it, you had to rely on faith. Maybe it was a personal challenge, a health scare, or a decision that changed the course of your life. In those moments, faith wasn't just about belief, it was about action. It was about moving forward even when the road ahead was unclear, trusting that the universe was guiding you in the right direction. It's in these moments that you develop the kind of inner strength that will carry you through anything. Michael also wants you to understand that faith isn't a one-time thing. It's a continuous practice, a muscle you need to strengthen every day. About trusting the process, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's about choosing to believe that divine timing is working for you, even when you can't yet see the results. And when you make that choice to have faith, to trust, to believe, you align yourself with the flow of the universe. You step into the rhythm of divine timing, and the world around you begins to align with your highest good. Now, as Michael's message comes to a close, he leaves you with this reminder. Faith is not just about believing in what you cannot see. It's about knowing that even in the unseen, you are being guided. Divine timing doesn't require you to have all the answers. It requires you to trust that the answers will come when they're meant to. It requires you to have faith that the path you're on is exactly the one you were meant to be on. So as you move forward, remember that your faith is your greatest tool. It's what will carry you through, what will help you trust the process, and what will guide you to your divine purpose. Trust in the timing of your life. Trust in yourself. And trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. With each step along your path, Archangel Michael's voice grows clearer. Embrace your divine path, urges. And in this moment, as you've gained more clarity and understanding, he reminds you that your journey is not just a series of random events. It is part of a greater design, a divine plan that is intricately woven, waiting for you to step fully into your purpose. You are here for a reason, and the path you're walking on is one that will lead to something extraordinary. All you need to do is trust and keep moving forward. Divine timing works not just on the big moments of life, but on the smaller, more subtle steps. Think about those seemingly insignificant decisions you've made that, in hindsight, turned out to be the most important. Maybe it was a chance encounter with someone who changed your life, or a random decision to take a different route to work, only to find a new opportunity waiting for you. These moments, though they may seem small at the time, are all part of the divine orchestration that guides you. Michael's message here is about trusting the small steps, the ones that don't seem important but actually have the greatest impact on your life. These small actions lead you to bigger opportunities, bigger shifts, and bigger breakthroughs. And while it may be tempting to focus on the big picture, Michael encourages you to remember that every step matters. Every moment is significant. You are being guided at every turn, even when the path ahead isn't clear. This brings us to a crucial realization. Divine timing isn't about waiting for life to unfold perfectly according to your plans. It's about trusting that every part of the journey, no matter how seemingly random, is guiding you to exactly where you need to be. And it's in those small, seemingly insignificant steps that the greatest growth occurs. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became a global sensation, Rowling faced numerous rejections and hardships. She was a single mother living on welfare, and her manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers before it was finally accepted. Had she given up after the first, second, or even 10th rejection, the world would have never known the magical world she created. It was in those moments of struggle, when she trusted the process and kept going, that her divine timing unfolded. The small steps of continuing to write, to believe, and to persevere were the steps that ultimately led to her breakthrough. Michael's guidance here is simple. Trust that the path you're on, even with its challenges and detours, is leading you exactly where you need to be. Trust that you are being prepared for the opportunities that are coming. You don't need to see the entire journey ahead of you. Just take the next step and know that each one is bringing you closer to your divine purpose. This is also where the importance of letting go continues to play a pivotal role. As you trust the process, you also have to let go of the pressure to control the timing of everything. You don't need to have every answer or know exactly how things will unfold. Just take the next step, trust in the process, and let the universe guide you. Michael's message isn't just about passive waiting, it's about active participation. Yes, you are being guided, but you also have to take the steps. You have to stay open to the opportunities that are being presented to you. These opportunities may not always come in the form you expect, but trust that they are part of your divine path. Sometimes, divine timing will present you with a detour, a path that seems unrelated to your original goals, but trust that this is the universe's way of guiding you toward a bigger purpose. To illustrate this, think about how many great discoveries happen by accident. For example, the discovery of penicillin was the result of a mistake. Alexander Fleming was working on bacteria cultures and accidentally left a petri dish uncovered. When he returned, he found that the mold had killed the bacteria. This was a moment of divine timing, a discovery that came from a mistake, one that forever changed medicine. Sometimes the path to greatness isn't linear. Sometimes it's a detour, a random turn, but in the end, it leads exactly where you need to go. Just as Fleming discovered penicillin, you, too, will discover parts of yourself, your purpose, and your path through the unexpected moments in your life. Divine timing will lead you down paths you never expected, but you will find that these paths, too, are part of the greater plan. You are being prepared for something greater than you can see right now, and every twist and turn is part of that preparation. So, what's the next step for you? Michael encourages you to trust that, whatever it is, it's leading you exactly where you need to be. You might not have all the answers right now, but you are on the right path. Keep moving forward, stay open to the opportunities that come, and trust in the divine timing that is unfolding in your life. The power of divine timing lies in its ability to align you with the greater flow of the universe. The more you trust this flow, the more you'll begin to see how everything fits together perfectly. Every moment, every decision, and every step will lead you toward your divine purpose. And remember, you are never alone on this journey. Archangel Michael is guiding you, protecting you, and reminding you that each step you take is part of your divine destiny. Trust in the process. Trust in yourself. Trust in divine timing. As Archangel Michael continues to speak, his voice takes on a deeper, more reassuring tone. You are exactly where you need to be. This is a truth that many of us forget in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, in the constant push for more, better, faster. But Michael's words are a reminder to slow down, to appreciate where you are right now. You might be wondering about the future, about what's coming next, but Archangel Michael wants you to know that the present moment, right here, right now, is where the divine is working. So often, we get caught up in the idea of the destination, the goal, the dream, the ultimate prize. But what if the journey itself is just as important, if not more so? Michael invites you to let go of your attachment to the future and simply embrace the present moment. Because when you do, you'll begin to realize that everything you need is already within you. Divine timing doesn't just bring external opportunities. It opens your eyes to the treasures you've been carrying inside of you all along. Think about the moments when you felt truly alive, when time seemed to stand still and everything felt in perfect alignment. These moments are not random. They are the moments when you are most in tune with the divine. These are the moments when you trust, when you let go of the need to control, and when you simply allow life to unfold as it was meant to. Michael's message is that these moments are not fleeting. They are part of your divine journey. The more you tune into them, the more you'll recognize how often they occur. Take a moment and think back to a time in your life when you were exactly where you needed to be. Maybe it was a seemingly ordinary moment that turned out to have a profound impact on your life. Maybe it was a chance encounter or a simple decision that led to something greater. In those moments, you might not have realized it, but you were aligned with divine timing, even if you didn't fully understand it at the time. Look at the example of Steve Jobs. Many people know him as the visionary behind Apple, but few know that his journey to success was filled with setbacks and moments of doubt. Jobs dropped out of college, faced criticism, and even got ousted from the company he founded. But through it all, he trusted in the process and in the timing of his life. And when he returned to Apple, it was at the perfect moment, with the right vision and the right team to change the world of technology forever. Michael encourages you to remember this. You are in the perfect place right now to receive what you need. Whether it's learning, healing, growing, or evolving, every moment you experience is preparing you for the next step. This isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey and how you choose to walk it. When you begin to trust divine timing, you also begin to trust the process of your own growth. You realize that there are no mistakes, only lessons. And every lesson, no matter how painful or challenging, is preparing you for the next stage of your evolution. This is the divine plan at work. But here's the thing, sometimes we resist this process because we are afraid. We fear that we're not ready, that we're not enough, or that we're not on the right path. But Archangel Michael reminds you, you are always enough. Divine timing isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. It's about trusting that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, and that everything will unfold in perfect timing. Imagine you're walking down a path in a forest. The path might be rocky, uneven, and at times it feels like you're not making any progress. But if you stop, take a breath, and look around, you'll realize that the forest is alive, growing, and changing with you. Each step you take, no matter how small, is moving you forward. The forest is alive with potential, just as your life is alive with possibility. Even when the path seems unclear, you are moving exactly where you need to go. This is what Archangel Michael wants you to remember. Divine timing isn't about rushing. It's about walking the path at your own pace, trusting that each step is leading you to something greater. Every moment is important, even the quiet ones when it feels like nothing is happening. Because when you look back, you'll see that every step you took, every moment you trusted, was part of a bigger picture that you couldn't have seen at the time. Your breakthrough is not far off. The journey that has brought you here, the steps you've taken, and the lessons you've learned are all preparing you for what's next. And when it comes, you'll be ready, not because you've been perfect, but because you've been patient, trusting, and open to the process. This is the beauty of divine timing. It's a process that allows you to grow and evolve at exactly the right pace for you. It doesn't matter what others are doing or how fast they're moving. It's about your journey, your timing, and your path. Archangel Michael is here to remind you that you are supported every step of the way. So, what's the next step for you? It's to trust. Trust that the divine is working on your behalf. Trust that the timing is perfect even if it doesn't feel like it right now. And trust that you are on the right path, exactly where you need to be. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Keep moving forward with faith and know that divine timing is always working in your favor. As we near the conclusion of Archangel Michael's message, a sense of quiet revelation begins to settle in. Everything you've experienced, every lesson you've learned has led you to this moment. These words hang in the air, their truth resonating deep within your soul. There is a calm, a peace that comes from realizing that, despite the struggles and setbacks you've faced, you are exactly where you were meant to be. Divine timing is not just about what's coming next, it's about appreciating where you are now in this very moment. Archangel Michael's message continues to unfold, reminding you of one final truth: your purpose is already within you. This isn't something that you have to go out and search for, it's something that has been within you all along, waiting to be revealed. And divine timing has been guiding you to this moment of clarity, helping you uncover the layers of your soul's purpose. Whether you've been aware of it or not, everything you've been through has been part of this process of revelation. Let's take a moment to think about this in a more personal way. Have you ever had an experience that, in hindsight, made perfect sense? Maybe it was a relationship that, at the time, seemed to be falling apart, but eventually led you to a deeper understanding of yourself. Or perhaps you took a job that felt like a detour, but ultimately taught you lessons that guided you to your true career path. These moments, though they seemed random or even painful at the time, were part of a much larger plan. They were part of your divine timing, shaping you into the person you are today. Michael wants you to remember that, just like the pieces of a puzzle, every experience, every challenge, and every joy has brought you closer to understanding your true purpose. The divine plan isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about how you align with your soul's calling, trusting that, with each step, you are getting closer to the life you were meant to lead. And even when the path seemed unclear, divine timing was guiding you to exactly where you need to be. Consider the life of Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during World War II. At many points in his life, Churchill faced failure, ridicule, and rejection. But despite the setbacks, he remained steadfast in his belief that his purpose was to lead his country through its darkest times. Divine timing of his rise to leadership was no accident. It came when his country needed him the most. This life teaches us that sometimes the most significant moments of our purpose are revealed when we least expect them, when we have faced our greatest challenges and our greatest doubts. Michael's message to you now is simple but powerful. You are on the path to greatness. Your purpose is unfolding in divine timing, and every moment of struggle has been preparing you for this. The challenges you've faced, the moments of doubt, and even the times when you thought you weren't ready, they've all been part of the process of your transformation. You are becoming the person you need to be to fulfill your soul's true calling. Now, Michael wants you to understand that there is no need to rush. The universe has its own rhythm, its own timing. Your path is unfolding exactly as it should, and there's no need to force it. The divine timing in your life is perfectly synchronized, and every moment you trust this process brings you closer to your destiny. When you look back on your life, you'll begin to see how perfectly everything has fallen into place. The mistakes you made, the lessons you learned, and the people you met, every one of them played a role in shaping who you are today. And as you continue to walk this path, you'll start to see how your past has prepared you for the future. You'll begin to understand that every part of your journey, even the moments that seemed uncertain or painful, was leading you to exactly where you were meant to be. Archangel Michael's final message to you is one of encouragement and empowerment. You are ready for the blessings that are coming. Divine timing is on your side, and your breakthrough is closer than you think. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and know that everything you've been through has been preparing you for this moment of divine fulfillment. Your soul's purpose is unfolding, and you are walking the path that was meant for you. As you step forward into this next phase of your journey, Michael encourages you to stay rooted in faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the divine plan, and faith that everything is happening for your highest good. The divine timing at work in your life is a beautiful, sacred process, and you are a key part of it. Trust that your life is unfolding with perfect grace, and that every step you take is leading you toward your ultimate purpose. Now, as we come to the end of this message, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and feel the peace that comes from knowing you are divinely protected and guided. Trust in the divine timing of your life, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see it all right now. Your breakthrough is just ahead. And as you move forward, know that you are not alone. You are always guided, always loved, and always protected by the divine.